Hello everyone, what I thought I would pop in today and do is I did a post the other day about how much sugar is in your food and are you really aware of what you're eating. I had some great answers come through. Some picked A, B, C, not quite sure. Some of you held back and didn't pop it in just in case you sort of might have looked a little bit silly, you're not quite sure of the answer. But what I do is, so whilst my main goal is to help people bring their weight under control, have a healthy lifestyle, maintain a healthy weight, bring your waistline down, but also to educate you on how food can be affecting you, the way that you're feeling. Certain foods can make you feel tired, lethargic and bloated. There is so much more behind our food than what you think, okay? And I talk about diets. I don't like the word going on a diet, but I do believe in changing your diet. We do need to change it up so that you can get the results that you're looking for, but you can only do that by educating yourself. And that's one of the things that I do in the Back to Basics online support group, or if you've worked with me in my Healthy Living program, is I educate you on how to read sugars and how to understand where the tricky ones are, and that things are pretty misleading when we come to marketing, advertising, and the words that are written, okay? So let's be clear on a few things and let's go through step by step of what we had. So the first one that I popped up was the snow peas and a packet of chips. Now, we may think that the early harvest is baked pea crisps. Okay, they're a vegetable, so maybe that's a good idea. They're original, there's less sodium, less fat, they're not fried, so it's already tick, tick, tick. They're making a few things sound good and they're gluten-free. So maybe they're the healthy alternative than the chips. Well, the other thing also too is when we look at a serving size, let's be real, this is the serving size. Now, I don't know about you, I've had a full packet of these before, and they're almost addictive and I can eat the whole packet. I might feel a little bit sick at the end, but it's not hard to eat more than a serve. And that's one of the things that people are not reading when they're looking at per serve. And that is, what are they actually saying? So when we look at these two components, what would I say to you if they both equaled 2 teaspoons of sugar? Okay, so that's what's hidden inside here that you don't think about. And once again, who stops at just eating this serving size? So if we normally buy a big packet of Smith chips, I'm having 2-3 handfuls at a time. So I'm eating more than a serve of what's allocated. So sneakily in behind here, remembering now, sugars mean that if you haven't processed it up and you haven't burnt out the fuel and energy, your body's a machine. We need to feed our machine fuel, and when we have unused fuel, it gets converted and stored as fat. So everything's got, basically most foods or information has got your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrates, your sugars, and then there's other nutritional information. But if you don't burn your fuel out, this is what's happening and why it gets converted and stored in the fat stores. Now, the next one that we looked at was, your drinks. Okay, we have an Up and Go. Now, this is per 100 mils I'm working at, not what they look like on the outside. We're going to marry apples with apples, okay? And then we had the berry, this was a berry blackcurrant juice. So we've got a couple of little words: liquid breakfast, gluten-free, we're using another magic word. Over here is fruit juice, no added sugar, using magic words over here. And Coke just doesn't use any words, it just uses its marketing and advertising. So per 100 mils, which is less than a cup, half a cup basically, equals 2 teaspoons of sugar. Irrelevant on what you are picking, okay? So this is once again misleading information that you don't realize. And of course, you're drinking more than 100 mils in each of these one. And of course, this one's a bigger container. So of course, you're going to drink more sugar overall. But once again, marrying 100 mils with 100 mils, there is no difference in what you're doing. Now, the downside is that this is what we normally give to the kiddies because we think, oh, well, you know, no preservatives, no added sugar, that's got to be better. Not always better. This one, of course, is going to rot your stomach and your teeth. And this one, it's got dairy in it, so even though it says it's got the gluten component, it's really not making a difference. Okay, moving along now to your Shapes biscuits, and then we have these ones. Now we're going to go per serve. Now per serve, believe it or not, is basically 20 grams, and you're probably getting about 5 biscuits. Okay, so it's per serving, not per box, because they're different. Now this one here is chicken crimpies. They don't really say much. It's got a 2-star rating. They're oven baked, they're not fried, so they're giving you a few things. They're packed with flavour on top. And then you've got your peckish here. Now naturally, most people would probably pick that this is going to be a healthier alternative. Even I would pick that if I saw it. It's air baked, it's got vegetable component in. There's no palm oil, so we can think, well, maybe there's not as much fat in there. It's gluten-free, another magic word. No MSG. They're thinner, lighter, and crispier. So they're using all these magic words. So if we're going to go biscuit for biscuit, same volume, we're looking at 3 teaspoons of sugar. So I don't know about you, but I have, basically, if you go to a party or a barbecue, you can have more than a couple of biscuits at a time. So, and if you're bored, you could power munch through a pack of, well, even half a box of these. You're not going to just have 5 biscuits. You're going to eat more than that, okay? So this is what happens, and sugar fuels sugar. So when you get your, what I call my Pac-Man food, you want to have more and more and more. And before you know it, you've eaten the bottom of the barrel, okay? Now, the next one, okay, baby food. This is one of my pet peeves. We have here barley, banana, and spinach. Sounds good. It's made with whole grains. It's got pictures, good little pictures in there. Then we have a chocolate custard, which we purely know is chocolate custard. We know what that means. Well, what if I was to say to you, this equals 4 teaspoons, 4 sugar cubes per serve, each one of those. So this means that your babies from a young age are getting sugar without you realizing it, because if you made this up as a homemade food, it would obviously have less sugar in, less preservatives. In saying that, babies are allowed to have some fuel because they're running around, they're crawling, and they're very active. But if we fuel them too much with these things, over time we're setting up poor habits to start with, and then we could then have an overweight child as they grow up and grow older. So we do need to look at it. Yes, they're allowed fruits. Yes, they're allowed a variety of foods. Just take note of what we're really feeding the kids, because if you're giving, oh, well, we might have that one after this one because it might sound easy and you might be out and it might be convenient, but you could also be giving your child 8 teaspoons of sugar before they've even made lunchtime, okay? Now, another one. Biscuits. We had here sugar-free, gluten-free from gluten. So this looks like the healthy alternative. The choc chip biscuit, you know, you might buy a packet of biscuits to put into the cupboard. These are dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free. They've got a 1.5-star rating, but they've got big words, gluten-free. Sounds good. Then you could be looking at your alternative, well, sugar-free. Now, not all sugar-free means sugar-free, okay? So this says 99.5% sugar-free. They're chocolate chips, no added sugar. So maybe this could be the better option. This could be a healthier option, but if you're watching your waistline, maybe this one. So one is for 1 biscuit serve, and one, I think you can have 2 biscuit serves from memory. Now, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Irrelevant on which one you are choosing. So same, different words, different, yes, one doesn't have gluten in, but there's no difference when we look at what you're eating. Okay, so one's 1 biscuit and one's 2 biscuits, but one is also a smaller biscuit compared to this particular one here, okay? Now, another thing that we could have around the house that you may not be aware of, but we commonly can put on top of our food, is we have barbecue sauce, we have Worcestershire sauce, and we have Big Red in our house anyway, Big Red. My husband is a fan of Big Red. So we have tomato sauce. I must admit the only place that I ever put tomato sauce is on hot chips, if we have them, or a meat pie. That's the only place that this guy lives, which means I don't eat a lot of this at all because we don't have them a lot. But my husband likes, I tell my sausages, barbecue sausages. Anyway, so for 1 serve is 15 mils, which is equivalent to 2 teaspoons of sugar, okay? This is 30 mils, so this is about 2 teaspoons. It's equivalent to 1 teaspoon of sugar. And of course, 1 serve here is also equivalent to 1 teaspoon of sugar. So this could be the extra sugars that you're popping on in your food without thinking of it, and causing a little bit of extra fuel in your diet, which you're not aware of. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed that information. If you would like to have a food analysis with me, I'm more than happy to go through, have a look at what you're eating in the day, see why we've got issues. And of course, we've got the dogs going off now, as they do. We've got another friend that's coming over that's bringing the dog over. But anyway, so if you're having issues with your food, you're not sure, you're stalling with your weight, you'd like to get your health back on track, whether it's your waistline or whether it is that you are feeling tired and lethargic and like to know more information about how to pull it together, because most people are confused about how to pull it together. And I've been doing this for over 25 years, so I know how easy it is to do this and how to work out a plan, how to put a plan in place to make it super simple. I have 4 spaces that I'm offering as a free session this month. If you'd like to have a free session with me, let's go over a few things and let's see if we can peel back the layers and find out what's happening in the foods that you're eating and make a transformation process and go through this component here. And as I said, bit by bit, let's take a sneaky look at the hidden sugars that could be found in your food. Anyway, let me know, comment below, send me a message, but more than happy to go through. As I said, I've got 4 free sessions available this month, and we can go through that process there. Anyway, enjoy your day, and comment below if you'd like any more information. See you later.